I'm taking a stand on something because, okay, nobody ever talks about how to truly stop Trump in this way, or Trumpism, or people like Lauren Boebert or Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, now I'm going to start with Trump. Okay, you know how you stop the Trumpism experiment? You stop giving him oxygen. How do you stop giving him oxygen? Okay, well, you let him go on his propaganda channels like Fox and OAN. Let him say all of his bullshit stuff, but you don't let it carry on to every single other network out there. We all know that OAN, Fox, is nothing more than, propaganda for the right. So he will say or do anything to kiss that base's butt. But every time CNN, MSNBC carries what radical stuff he says on their networks, he is giving him more oxygen to survive. We are all sick and tired of the fact that Trump has done everything that he accuses other people of doing and more. Every week there is stories about Trump has done this, Trump has done that. Trump should be prosecuted for this. He isn't being prosecuted for that. He did this. He did that. It goes on and on and on. The Justice Department doesn't seem to do anything. There's ongoing investigations in Georgia, in New York, but I think it's time that the left side of politics, which means CNN, MSNBC, need to take a collective breath and let Trump say his pathetic BS comments all by himself in his little corner of the world. Because you know what happens when you decide to isolate this problem? It quietly dies. You might be thinking I'm a little nuts right now, but here's my logic, okay? Because every time CNN and MSNBC, all of them decides to amplify whatever Trump says on his press statements in OAN and Fox News and all that, they give him oxygen to survive. They help fan the flames of his purposely lit fire. So how do you contain the fire? You stop giving it, putting gas on it. You contain it. And so if CNN, MSNBC, all of them on what is considered to be corporate media or the left, just stop talking about him. And Trump will drive himself so crazy that he will finally just break down and confess to his crimes, or he will finally drive himself literally into a mental hospital. Rudy Giuliani too. Those two are two peas in a pod. So if a group effort is made, this problem can stop. But the question is, will they make the effort? Trump's not in office. He's not running for office at this moment, So there's no reason to talk about him at all. We don't actually have to talk about him until he decides to run again, or if he makes news in other ways. He's just making trouble. Stop amplifying it. That's how you That's how you contain this problem. Now, on to Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, because, okay, I'm sure you have all seen in spades. Lauren Boebert accepted the Sexiest Woman in Congress award from some BS right-wing news. I forgot if it was a podcast or whatever it was. But could you imagine if AOC accepted that? The right would lose their collective minds. They lose their they literally lost their mind when she did a cover for Vogue. And so this is a symptom of Trumpism. Because also, Trumpism is nothing more than smoke and mirrors. Trump knows. I encourage you to read the book In the Room Where It Happened by John Bolton. Because when he says things on Twitter, like how he loves dictators, or, his special relationship with Kim Jong-un, Putin, stuff like that, John Bolton confessed that he wrote those statements on Twitter to distract the world from other shit that was going on with one of his children. And also, he flat out said that he does it just to fuck with us and them, especially. He's fucking with the media. You want to get back at this prick? Stop giving him the oxygen and the satisfaction. So Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, they know better. But they're doing outrageous things because they can. No consequences, nothing. I mean, Marjorie Taylor Greene faced little consequences, and so did Paul Gosar and all them. But they're a bunch of hypocrites and they know it. But the difference is with Lauren Boebert and Marjorie Taylor Greene, they're in office. We have to analyze everything they say. But on things like their social media accounts and stuff like that, I think we can, ice those things. Things of personal nature need to be separated from things of business natures, like press statements. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I really do hope you share this video, especially on my thoughts about how you ice out the Trumpism problem. I'm Todd. I'll see you next time.